How's it going, YouTube? In this video, I'm going to show you how to build one of these Carpenter Bee traps. Now, all you're going to need is, well, I'm going to use a 29/64 drill bit. You can use something real close to that, and then a 3/4 inch drill bit. And you're going to need a pencil and a little hook like this. You can get these at the hardware store. And some little eye bolts, or these are screws. They're not bolts. Eye screws, I guess. You can get these at the hardware store also. Gonna need a couple little screws, maybe a mason jar. Pretty much any jar this size will work. It doesn't have to be a mason jar. I'm just using a mason jar. You just need to have a bigger lid on the top, you'll see. And a 4x4. Now, if you go to the hardware store, these are going to probably come in at 8-foot lengths, so maybe you'll have some of this sitting around, or if you know somebody that works with wood, maybe they'll have some pieces of 4x4. If you get an 8-foot long piece, you can make quite a few of these, because the one I made here is only 4 inches long. Okay, first you're going to take your 4x4, take a tape measure, and measure out 4 inches. Now you can make this, if you want to make them 5 inches, go ahead. This isn't that critical, but I'm going to do mine 4 inches because I have 6 of these already, and this will be my 7th one. 4 inches. Make sure you're wearing hearing protection. All right, now I got my little block 4 inches. Well, these are 4x4s, but they're 3.5 inches wide. So now it's 3.5 inches by 4 inches. And take your jar. I found this is the easiest way because you're gonna have to drill a hole through this. So put that lid of your jar on the end of your block here. Probably couldn't hurt to have a hammer too. If you have all this other stuff, I'm sure you have a hammer. But this is how I get these started. I'll take this screw and just tap it like that and screw it in place. I didn't see anybody else on YouTube doing it like this, but I found this is the safest way to do it, because if you cut a hole through that, those things can get sharp. Just take your screw and tap it in there. This just helps get it started. If you can do it without tapping it, go ahead, but that's good. Okay. Now you're going to take your 3/4 inch drill bit . Drill down right, just guess in the center of this, right in the center of your lid there. See? There's the hole. Now you got your hole through your lid. Now you're going to have to take that back off. Now grab yourself a little piece of tape, and I'm going to measure down with this spade bit, because this is where you pretty much ends the hole, 2.5 inches. Right about there. And I'm going to mark that with some tape so I know where to stop. When you're drilling that down in there, you can stop a little bit before 2.5 inches, but you just want to be down in this 4x4 straight down 2.5 inches. So let's drill that out. Make sure that's all cleaned out nice. Now you're going to take your other drill bit. Like I said, I have a 29/64 drill bit, something real close to that. Put that in your drill. Now, if you're not really good at drilling, we're gonna drill 4 holes in this 4x4 on a 45-degree angle. Like I'm going to put a hole in. All these holes go in at a 45-degree angle, like this. I got one hole there, and they all meet this hole. Really need that. It doesn't have to be exactly 45 degrees, but that's what it's supposed to be. I'll show you. 45 degrees. Make sure you stop when you hit this big hole. Don't keep drilling or you'll drill all the way through. Now you got all 4 holes around there, 45-degree angle. Got that hole, and these ones go down at a 45, and they hit that hole. You can check it. Take your one drill bit, stick it down in there. You can make sure they're all hitting that. I can see it in there. Can you see that? I think I'm going to put my spade bit back on and just try to clean that up down in there. Now these are made, the Carpenter Bees are going to go in this hole. When they go in that hole, that'll hit that, like I said, that 3/4 inch hole that I drilled in there. And then they're going to see sunlight down in this glass. So whatever glass or jar you use, make sure it's a clear glass. Because they'll go up in there, see that sunlight, then they head toward the sunlight and they get stuck in there. All right, before I put mine together, I'm going to get a little fancier. And I'm going to use my router real quick here because I like them to look a little nicer. So if you have a router, you can do this. If you don't, then just leave it square. I'm also using a piece of treated just because that's what I had. And those Carpenter Bees were drilling holes in my treated wood also. Probably work better if you had something that wasn't treated. Now you can put your lid back on. All right, so now I got my trap all built. I'm going to hang it up on my deck. Take your little eye screw thingy. Is that what it's called? A thingy? Just tap that up in there. And if you just have a screwdriver, well, you can start this by hand. And if that's too hard for you, you can take a little screwdriver and stick that in the hole. And just turn it. I can do it by hand. At least till I get to there. Just like that. Hang it up. Now, for safety, if you want, you could take a pair of pliers or something and squeeze this together a little bit more. In case you got crazy kids like me and they like to throw stuff all over, that way they don't hit this thing and knock it off of here. But I'll do that later. I have one there. I got two more here on the front of my deck. Oh, I built this deck too. What do you think of that? You like? I have one over here. This is the one that was in the thumbnail. There's a couple bees in there right now. I got one over there in the corner, this corner. My pool, just got my pool cleaned out. And I got two on my shed. I also have a video of me building that shed if you want to watch it. Well, I hope my video helped you out in building your carpenter bee traps. And I hope that helps take care of your problem if you have a lot of carpenter bees drilling in all your wood on your deck or wherever you got wood built outside. Please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to help support my channel. God bless and have a great day.